I'm working on the front of the fuselage here, this hatch, and so I made a plywood tab that can fit under the windshield and slide in. And on the plan they just say put 3 holes with 3 screws that screw into the firewall. Well, I bought this little latch that's has a little spring and a lever, so I made a slot in the top of the hatch, and then I drilled a hole in the front so you can slide this, put this hatch down, and then it goes into a hole in the firewall and latches it very securely, the hatch. So that's my modification for the front hatch. And since I've converted this PT20 to electric, this will be my access to the battery, or at least the connector for the battery for charging and plugging it in, the ESC. And I may move the battery forward or aft depending on where I want the CG, or to make the CG correct. So anyway, I thought you'd enjoy seeing the little hatch, the spring-loaded latch for the hatch. So I've got the servos installed and the push rods made, and what I'm working on now, you're supposed to put some plywood braces at this F4 location. It shows on the plan here, and I have the lower one installed. I can push down on the push rod and they're not touching the plywood brace. There's a small space there, and I want to put the top brace in above the push rods with a small space also. So that way the push rods aren't touching, at least when the servos are centered. Now at the elevator push rod, where it connects to the elevator, that'll runs through an arc as it goes forward or backwards. But in the neutral, it's shown in the neutral position right now, and so we have a little bit of space up above and below. Okay, so I'm just going to get it located close to where I want it. And now I need to move it up just a little bit off of so it's not touching either of the push rods. And then I'm just going to put a clamp on each end. These are my longer range clamps made out of 2 clothespins. They have a longer reach. They can reach lower into the fuselage. Okay, so I have a little bit of space above and a little bit of space below. Move this one down a little. There we go. Okay, so that should be good. And we'll just let that dry before we close in the fuselage. So I've got a lot of sanding left to do, both on the fuselage and on the wing. But I'll sand the top flat before I glue the top of the fuselage on, but after that there's a lot of sanding. I'm getting ready to bevel the edges on the elevator, and I'll need a center line for where the hinges go also. So I made up this little tool. It's got a ballpoint pen attached to some balsa wood, and then it's spaced off. The wood that I'm drawing the center line on is 3/16, so it's 3/32 from the surface to where the ball of the pen is, and so I can just draw my center line. It holds it the right spacing to draw the center line. So there we go. And I can remove this 16th to draw center line on 1/4 inch wood also. Alright, now that I have the center line drawn on the rudder, I'm going to make a bevel so it comes to a point where that center line is. So I can take some of the material off with this little plane. Take the corner off, and the rest of it I'll sand down with my little sanding tool. Okay, so got some of that material off. And so I have this sanding tool that can sand the bevel. Just keep it flat against keep this part flat against the side of the rudder, and just go back and forth. Back and forth a few times and get that angle sanded in. Got this tool made to cut the notch for where the hinge goes in. So you just put it where the hinge is going to go. And just sand the slot for the hinge pivot point. Okay, just like that.